Oh man, I'm about to pop out. And you know I brought the drop out.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy, Oh Man, aka Oda Dread. And today we're diving into one of the hottest topics in the Call of Duty community. We're talking about skill-based matchmaking, or SBMM, and some alleged new mechanics from Activision that are sparking a lot of talk. With each new COD release, it feels like SBMM just gets more intense. Controversial, intense, call it what you want. But Black Ops 6 is no exception. We're talking about potential tweaks to skill-based damage, a whole new level of SBMM that has every game feeling like a sweatfest. It's making some players wonder if winning even depends on skill anymore, or if it's the game itself trying to control who succeeds. So look, here's the scoop. SBMM in Black Ops 6 has hit a whole new level. At this point, it's not just about keeping matches balanced anymore. There's a growing theory out there about a new type of adjustment called skill-based damage. The idea is that Activision might be tweaking the actual damage output to make sure lower level players don't get obliterated by veterans right off the bat. Now, if you're landing all your shots, but it's still not scoring you the kills that you expect, you're not the only one noticing this. And that's got some players asking what's really going on. Activision's whole point with SBMM is to make the game fairer, letting casual players enjoy matches without being overwhelmed. In theory, that sounds great, right? Keeps everyone happy. But if you're one of the more competitive players like myself, it can feel like you're being punished for being good. I mean, every game feels like a grind. There's no relaxing, no fun. It's like a mini tournament every time you hop on. Now, with these damage adjustments in place, more players are wondering, has Activision gone too far with SBMM? You guys be the judge. Let me know in the comments if you think skill-based damage is a thing. So with that out of the way, what would actually make Black Ops 6 better right now? I've put together my own list of improvements that I think could really elevate Black Ops 6 and make the game more enjoyable for every player out there. So here we go. It's my top 10 ways Black Ops 6 could be better, starting with the most obvious change. Number 1, the operator models in Black Ops 6, they're ugly. Look, like butt ugly. Like, I don't know whose idea it was to create these particular character models, but they're so bad. They're so ugly. Big teeth, ugly faces, don't know what's going on. Doesn't really go with the aesthetic that I kind of expected from Black Ops. I mean, maybe I'm just not that experienced, but for me personally, it just seems extremely weird. Number 2, fast hands. Look, we all assumed it was supposed to give you faster reloads, right? Because, I mean, faster hands should mean anything you do with your hands is faster, right? No. Reload animations are still super slow, and fast hands just doesn't give you the boost that we were expecting to see, especially with similar perks in the past. Number 3, the Hilo score streak. Listen, I love score streaks, but the Hilo, it's just way too overpowered. It lasts too long, and it turns every game into an uphill battle for anybody on the receiving end. Listen, I understand score streaks should be impactful. They should feel game-changing to some degree, for sure. But this Hilo right now, with how long it takes to get it out of the sky and how long it actually sticks around, it just feels like a game winner just about for anybody who deploys it, especially on like a, team deathmatch or something like that. Drop shots, number 4. Number 4 is drop shots. Listen, right now, they're just way too slow to be worth using. Look, drop shotting is a COD classic mechanic. It's been around forever. It's part of the strategy. But in Black Ops 6, it just takes so long to execute that it barely feels like it's worth even trying. Next up, we got number 5, XP progression. Right now, getting to max prestige feels like it's going to take forever. With COD on a yearly release cycle, most players will barely hit prestige before Black Ops 7 drops, or before the next Modern Warfare drops, or whatever the next game in the cycle is going to be. Increasing the XP rate would definitely make that grind feel a lot more achievable. It would definitely give players a real sense of progress during the game's life cycle. Look, I know that they just said that they will be having a double XP weekend this weekend with Nuketown. Let's hope we see more of that, because we're definitely going to need it for those that don't have as much time to play and don't have the time to put in to grind out those prestiges. XP is going to definitely be needed double time for a few more weekends. Number 6, the UAV system. Listen, I might be the only one complaining about this. I haven't seen anybody else, but to me, the UAV system in Black Ops 6 is a bit of a mess. The mini-map, which should be your go-to tool, feels cluttered and hard to read. It seems like they sacrifice utility for visual style, but a functional UAV is essential in COD gameplay. Look, the visual style is cool, the little lines on the edge of the map, but I need to see where people are, and right now it feels like the scout pulse gives me a better idea of where my enemies are than the UAV does, and that's crazy. Number 7, creating a new loadout. It's a small but super annoying detail. Why does a new loadout but duplicate my favorite loadout instead of just following the number of sequential loadouts that are already there? So if it's custom loadout 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, when I create a new one, it should say custom loadout 6 and it should be blank, because otherwise I would just duplicate my favorite loadout and go from there. I don't understand what's the point of that when you can duplicate a loadout and then create a new loadout and still get a duplicated loadout. It's a little bit redundant and a little bit ridiculous, a lot like that last sentence. Anyway, number 8, we're gonna go back to SBMM real quick because it has to be said. SBMM in Black Ops 6 is way too aggressive. Sometimes you just want to hop on and relax and have a fun match. But honestly, right now, the way SBMM is set up, it feels like that's impossible. Every game feels like a competition. I feel like I'm in ranked play all the time. They should just leave SBMM in ranked. I'm not the first to say it. I surely won't be the last. But it definitely is starting to get a little bit exhausting, especially for like long-time players who just want to play casually. I happen to be a little bit more of a competitive player, but that doesn't mean that I don't want times where I can just kind of jump on, hang out with my friends, have a few casual games, not be in a sweat fest. You know, if I wanted to sweat or play, you know, like a maniac, I'd just go play ranked or go play, you know, maybe there's another game mode, or maybe I could switch SBMM on. That would be really nice, you know, if there was a switch for it. But I just don't really see the reason to have SBMM so high in pubs that it's literally impossible to have a fun game. But enough about that. We're going to move on to number 9. We're going to talk about the visual markers when you take damage really quickly, because when I'm getting shot, the visual markers to show me that I'm getting hit or where I'm getting hit from, they're a little bit too subtle. Maybe it's just a me thing, but I don't feel like I can see them very well. And it honestly feels like it gives me a little bit of a slower reaction time to shots. Like I can hear the shots, I can obviously feel the shots, but I don't know where they're coming from. And the visual marker is just a little bit unclear to me. Maybe it's just me, but I mean, in a fast-paced game like COD, that split second can make all the difference. So a more noticeable indicator would make gameplay a lot smoother. And finally, for number 10, the field upgrade and lethal weapon deployment speed. When you're in the heat of a battle, you need your field upgrades and your lethal weapons to deploy quickly. Right now, it feels like there's a delay that's just long enough to leave you exposed, which often costs you the play. I don't necessarily see why it takes so long to deploy a tactical or a lethal or a field upgrade. I loved that in Modern Warfare 2 2019, there was a perk that actually helped you do that quicker. I know there's one here, but it still feels too slow. They definitely need to bump that perk that allows you to deploy that faster, because as we speak, that takes way too long. I'm dying when I'm trying to drop my field upgrade. I'm dying when I'm trying to throw a lethal. I'm dying when I'm trying, you know, it's just absolutely insane. The matches are way too fast paced and way too sweaty for that animation to be taking so long. Call of Duty is all about creating the best gaming experience possible, whether you're a casual player or a competitive one. So let me know in the comments what you think about SBMM and the changes I've listed here. Which of these improvements would you want to see in Black Ops 6 the most? If you agree with these suggestions, don't forget to smash that like button. And if you're into all things Call of Duty, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on the next video. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, I will catch you in the next one. Peace.
Oh man, I'm about to pop out. And you know I brought the drop out.